It's not uncommon for consumers to learn about firms having committed transgression. I open up the newspaper and I read about how the big multinational companies, there's a story about how they poured pollutants into the water, or they treated their employees badly, etc. So those things do happen. It's not good for business for the firm, and those transgressions might lead consumers to say, I'm not going to shop there anymore, or maybe I'm going to be part of a boycott, I'm going to spread negative word of mouth, or maybe in a legal setting, those consumers might decide they have to make some decisions about what the fine amount should be that the firm should get as a result of their transgression. But it's also the case, something bad that may have happened to the firm. So the very same company that committed the transgression also may have suffered a flood. And so when consumers look at the relationship between those two, the harm that the firm did, the transgression, and the harm that the firm suffered, those events might be entirely unrelated. But depending on people's belief system, they might see that there's some kind of a relationship there. People report experiencing coincidences all the time. Folks who have a stronger belief in a higher power are more likely to ascribe that coincidence to having some sort of influence by that higher power. In the research that we used, is we tried to manipulate the extent to which people were likely to perceive that there was a coincidence between the harm that the firm suffered and the transgression that the firm committed. In the research, we looked at hypothetical situations. So, for example, participants learn about a factory in Kenya has used spoiled food ingredients in their product. And half of the participants then learned that a fire happened at the very same factory in Kenya where the spoiled ingredients were used. And the other half of the participants learned that a fire happened in a different factory of the same company in another country. So in one case, it's highly coincidental, and when the factory fire happens in the very same factory where the harm occurred, we see those people who have a stronger belief in a higher power saying, the punishment has already somewhat happened, and I'm not going to punish the firm as much. But those very same individuals, when the fire occurs in an entirely different factory, so they don't see that the punishment has already occurred, and then they go on and they would punish the same amount as anybody else would. Those people who have lower belief in a higher power, they don't differentiate to the same extent between those two events. It doesn't matter where the fire occurred. The firm did something wrong and still deserves to be punished to the same extent regardless of these coincidental factors. But to the extent that consumers evaluating them see a coincidence between those events, and to the extent that their worldview or belief system includes belief in a higher power, our research suggests that they might be less likely to want to punish the firm. I'm surprised, perhaps, that given the extent to which all of us experience coincidences, or talk about experiencing coincidences, and to the extent that so many people have some level of a belief in a higher power, that there isn't already a great deal more research in the area of consumer behavior and marketing that explores what I think are these fascinating little characteristics of the human experience.